Hello friends and fellow gamers, MKxJUMP here, and today we're checking out this week's event for Idle Heroes. We've got ourselves a Sky Labyrinth event, which has a Moonlight gift, so we'll be talking about the best way I would encourage you to approach this week's event, whether you're a spender or free to play. Before we do that though, let me remind you about Patreon. It's a way to support my channel financially and get yourself perks through our Discord in return. To join our Discord, go into the description, you can find a link there. And also, if you want to join us on Patreon, you'll get perks such as access to account reviews, which happen over on Twitch on a Tuesday. So join us then, if that's something you're interested in. A shout out goes to this week's patrons. We have Gal Kaljinko, Golfin, and Tim Zoo. So thank you guys for your support. And if you want to be like them, click that link up there in the top corner of the screen. Anyway, let's go ahead and check out this week's event for Idle Heroes. Each day for logging in this week, you'll get yourself 15 mithril pickaxes and a super wishing coin. You can use these super wishing coins as part of your monthly events to go ahead and get yourself soul symbols, and the 15 pickaxes are essential to making progress in Sky Labyrinth this week. We have our rewards from last week, so congratulations on the community for getting 2,000 gems for everyone, so that's pretty good. Now, the cool events for this week start with value packages, where we're getting gems, pickaxes, and wishing coins for money. Now, is this worth going in on? Well, it really depends whether you want to invest in this week's event. There's one reason to, and that's because we have a Moonlight gift, and a Moonlight gift rewards you for spending money. More on that later. But to put it in simple terms, these packages are not necessarily the most valuable, and it's whether you need these pickaxes to push up in the Sky Labyrinth. So what's the Sky Labyrinth? Well, it's a game mode where I'd encourage you to start off here with Queen as your hero, and you use pickaxes to clear tiles, and when you get to 43 tiles cleared or energy gained and you get to that stage, you'll want to go ahead and use Queen's active to clear all the tiles around you. So it's best to try and be on a location where you've cleared none of the tiles around it, and you should be doing 7 tiles on that clear. For doing each floor and getting to the end and finding the exit, you will get yourself a reward, and typically free-to-play players should expect to get to around floor 6 if they spend a few gems to get themselves more pickaxes. That's something you don't want to do though. That's completely understandable, because saving gems is not a bad idea, because you'll need them for Chinese New Year, and a lot of people don't really need 5-star heroes. If you are going to push this event, typically spenders may experience the 9-star puppet selection chest being within their grasp. If they want to push hard, that could be helpful for making progress. And if you get to 11, that's the big stage, because you will get yourself this chest here, which contains Starspawn cores and potentially stellar shards. You can only pick one of these things though, so unfortunately you don't get everything. If you push even further though, we do get an artifact chest, and that contains elusive mirror. Now, for those of you wondering whether it's worth spending, the Moonlight gift will actually get you additional pickaxes, so you get 10 here for just buying the first stage, and you will get a further 60 for going all the way to 5,000 VIP XP spent. That's about $100. You also get double rewards from the Sky Labyrinth, so everything you saw there is doubled, which is not that bad. However, I only think it's really worth it if you were planning on spending anyway. Most people will only really push up to 500 VIP XP. My advice would be to grab yourself the monthly carnival card, and that's probably the best way to engage with this Moonlight gift. Any spender that normally buys the card, this is the week to do it, as it does get you 300 Prism Starry Gems in return. Those of you that want to spend a little more, my encouragement would be probably not even to buy these value packages, to be honest. I don't think you need them at all, because the 70 mithril pickaxes you actually get for getting to 100 bucks spent will be enough to get you to stage 11, and stage 11 was that stage where we talked about where a sky chest is available, which is pretty nice. However, I would totally understand if even the heaviest of spenders were only going to get the monthly card this week, because really, the incentive to spend isn't that much, because the rewards here aren't crazy. Yes, you're getting Cores of Transcendence, yes, you're getting some extra Prism Starry Gems, yes, you're also getting that double rewards and some Stellar Shards too, but you don't necessarily need these things. There's no treasure train being offered, and there are better spending events coming up in the future, such as Chinese New Year, which is only a couple weeks away. So I totally would understand if even the heaviest of spenders only went up to 500 VIP XP, and I think that's what I'm going to be doing on both of my accounts myself, even though I have in the past spent a lot of money on those accounts. Now, we have mysterious chests here too. These are pretty good, but I probably wouldn't go pushing any of my gems into this unless I had a massive stockpile. I think free-to-play players shouldn't waste their gems here. I think the majority of spenders probably shouldn't do that either. You will need a lot of gems for Chinese New Year. Somewhere between 20,000-40,000 would be my guess. Heck, it could even be up to 100,000, but I'm guessing you'll only need to spend around 20 or 40,000 to maximize your rewards as a free player. Now here I'm seeing there are the Heroic Summon Scrolls, and I think that's always worth getting. You get some promotion stones from there. The 5 Heroic Summon Scrolls are great. You will need scrolls in big events like Chinese New Year, like Anniversary, Halloween. All the big events that happen typically involve scrolls, so grabbing that's fine. But the rest of it, I would be happy to leave it. One guy was asking me, yo, would it be good to spend 8,000 gems to get my last Elena copy? I really don't think so, guys. I think you can get a light and dark chest much easier than spending 8,000 gems for a single hero. I don't think it's worth it. Some people will like this with the guild coins, but really it's a lot easier to get guild coins nowadays, so I don't think it's really worth wasting a ton of gems on that. Further to this, we have Wishing Fountain. This is pretty decent. You're going to get yourself the usual Prophet Orbs and Wishing Coins, which may be attractive. You might want to get a Tix copy here, but if you were thinking about that, let me strongly encourage you not to do it. We do get some really good Wishing Coin events coming up in the future where you can potentially get artifacts, sublimation chests, just stuff for investing your Wishing Coins into this. Heck, if it doesn't give you those, it'll give you stuff like Celestial Island resources or maybe Starspawn cores. Either way, there are Wishing Coin events that get you more than just a humble Tix copy. There's nothing this week that's saying, hey, if you use Wishing Coins, you're going to get bonus rewards. That doesn't exist here. So this is all there is, and I don't think it's worth it at all. Even if the Tix copy seems attractive for newer players, don't fall into that trap. Just save your Wishing Coins. There will be better events in the future where you will need thousands, literally thousands of Wishing Coins. So save them and don't waste them. And that's really it for this week. It's a fairly simple event. We've got Sky Labyrinth, Mysterious Chests, Wishing Fountain, and the Moonlight Gift. So it's really simple. I don't think anyone needs to go spending tons of money. And I think the only reason I would ever encourage anyone to spend a load of money on here is if you really needed Prism Starry Gems because you were thinking about buying stuff in the auction house. And maybe you're like me. I'm trying to get some C- copies at the moment to help me with my soul power. That's not for everybody, of course, but hey, for me, it's kind of nice. So getting that stuff in here is pretty good and will help me make some further progress. And of course, that's in the Soul Temple, but most people don't need to do that, so don't worry about that at all. But if you are like me and you do like engaging with the auction house, then maybe topping up Prism Starry Gems is something you might want to do here with the Moonlight Gift. But then again, I'm sure there'll be big events like Chinese New Year and things like that where spending VIP XP is part of the reward system, and therefore you might be better spending your money on Prism Starry Gems then. If, however, you just want a ton of them, then be my guest. I'm not going to tell you not to do this, as it's typically better to buy Prism Starry Gems when you are getting additional bonuses in return. Now, for next week's event, we have Imp's Adventure, we have the Extra Drop Carnival, and Shelter Mission. Our Shelter Mission heroes are Sarja, Azrael, Siahu, and Arania, so make sure you save Roy, the assassin in the Fortress faction, for Sarja. Make sure you save yourself Bone Carver there for Azrael, as he'll be needed for the Shadow faction. Any warrior in the Forest faction will do, and any priest in the Abyss faction will do. You'll need 4 copies of the 4 stars to get these. And the Light and Dark's just way too expensive, 2,000 gems, no thank you, not worth it. But you will be needing to complete this to maximize your rewards next week, so make sure you save those 4 stars, and that will be everything you need to know. So yeah, a quiet week this week. If you can, try and save gems. That's my big take home for this, because if you waste gems, you might not have enough for Chinese New Year, and hopefully Chinese New Year is going to be a massive one. So hit that subscribe button. Chinese New Year is not too far away now, and it will get us a ton of rewards. I guarantee it. So folks, hopefully I'll see you then for that one. I make reviews for all the events every Friday, so subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Until then though, have an amazing week. Good luck on your accounts, and of course, happy idling.